It's KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all.
It's Chuck Black.
It's KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all.
It ain't Charlie Brown.
It's KP's Video News, y'all.
It ain't Charlie Brown. It's Chuck Black, bitch. All right, here I am. KP's Video News. I got my Chuck Black shirt on. Chuck Black is in the house. Chuck Black, not Charlie Brown. Chuck Black. Anyway, how's everything going? We're gonna get the week started here, folks. It's a whole nother week, and it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and a couple of these stories are gonna be flashbacks and updates. And the first update I'm going to do is the lead story. And the lead story here, is really crazy, man. It's really crazy. And so I'm going to give you the update on that right now. So the kid named Payton Gendron, and who Payton Gendron was, I don't know if you remember him, but I'm going to give you the story about him. But he was a teen that shot 10 black people in a racially motivated shooting at a top supermarket in Buffalo, New York. So let me get some people up to speed, because it might be some people out there that don't know anything about this case, or they may not remember this case. So I'm gonna give you an update. On May 14th, 2022, a mass shooting occurred in Buffalo, New York, at a Tops Friendly Market, at a supermarket on the East Side neighborhood. 10 people, all of whom were African Americans, lost their lives, and three additional were injured. The shooter, identified as 18-year-old at the time, Payton Gendron, live streamed part of the attack on Twitch, but the live stream was shut down by the service in under 2 minutes. They shut that down. He was taken into custody and charged with first-degree hit, and he formally entered a plea of not guilty on May 19, 2022, but on November 28, 2022, he pleaded guilty to all state charges in the shooting, including hit, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes. On February 15, 2023, he was sentenced to 11 concurrent life sentences without the possibility of parole. As of that date, federal charges were still ongoing. So this is where we go to the story today. So he pleaded guilty, like I said, on state charges in 2022, and is now serving life without parole. But his federal charges, which could lead to the death penalty, his federal trial is scheduled for September. In a new court filing, his lawyer says it's impossible to find an impartial jury due to overwhelming amount of pre-trial publicity combined with the impact of the case of Buffalo's segregated communities of color. His lawyers are asking the court to move the trial to the Southern District of New York, which covers Manhattan, the Bronx, and nearby suburbs. They believe a jury there will be diverse and less influenced by local media, but the victims' families are against the move. And Barbara Massey, whose sister was lost her life, said, "We don't want that." Yep. Wayne Jones, another one who lost his mother, said moving the trial would prevent families from attending. And so Jones stated that the video Gendron live stream during the attack makes the case clear, and it believes that the case, it should not be moved. In other words, he live streamed what was going on himself, so why should the trial be moved? So so anyway, he claimed he made some claims about he apologized or whatever. Yep. But he did say that he did a terrible thing, and he shot people just because they were black. And the prosecutors, those are his words. He shot people because they were black. But now you want to get the trial moved because you don't want to have a black jury over there to, this is ridiculous, man. This whole law situation, man, is out of control. It's totally out of control, and telling you, man, it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous, man. I'm gonna tell you, show this other story to let you know how ridiculous it is. We got a Pennsylvania judge that is convicted of shooting an ex-boyfriend while he slept. That's right. Sonia McKnight, an African-American judge from Pennsylvania, has been found guilty of attempted murder and aggravated assault after shooting her ex-boyfriend. The shooting happened on February 10th, 2024, and her ex-boyfriend, Michael McCoy, tried to end their relationships. McKnight, who served as a magisterial judge in Dauphin County, entered McCoy's Harrisburg home and shot him while he was asleep. Yep. And leaving him blind in one eye. Yep. And he had reportedly asked McKnight to move out several times before the incident. McCoy told investigators he had been asleep for about an hour when he woke up to severe head pain and vision loss, claimed the last thing he heard before going to bed was McKnight saying, "Oh, so you're serious?" Yep. So, stated, that the district attorney, Sean McCormick, stated that only McKnight and McCoy were in the house at the time. So, so McCoy denied harming himself. He didn't harm himself, so McKnight's attorney pointed to gunpowder residue found on McCoy's hands as possible evidence of reasonable doubt, but 2 days of witness testimony, the jury reached a guilty verdict, and McKnight was suspended from her position after the arrest. Following conviction, her bail was raised to $3 million, and she was sent to Dauphin County Prison. Her sentencing is set for a few weeks. It's coming up in May. So, that's a judge. So, it's crazy stuff going on, man. Crazy stuff going on. Here's another crazy story. We got a Georgia teen sentenced to 70 years in prison for defending himself. And in a case that ignited community outrage, Adrian Jelks, a young African-American teenager with no prior criminal record, has been sentenced to 70 years in prison after what many are calling profound miscarriage of justice. Adrian, who maintained he acted in self-defense during a confrontation at his workplace, was convicted at the shooting of Ontavious Holton despite significant evidence supporting his claims. Before the incident, Adrian was an active member of Macedonia Baptist Church in Riverdale, Georgia, and had plans to follow family tradition of enlisting in the Army. His future was derailed March 29, 2024, when a confrontation with Holton, a former Walmart employee, escalated at the Fayetteville store where Jelks worked. Court records showed that Adrian had documented multiple incidences of harassment and threats from Holton, reporting them to Walmart management per company protocol. Despite these repeated complaints, the store leadership failed to take protective measures. The prosecution's case appears riddled with procedural irregularities, and security camera footage that reportedly captured the entire incident and would have corroborated Adrian's account was withheld from his defense team. Law enforcement permitted shoppers and onlookers to contaminate the crime scene, compromising crucial evidence. It's a clear and simple case of justice denied, stated Jamal Richardson, community activist who assisted Adrian when he voluntarily surrendered to authorities. The systematic failures in this case are a chilling reminder of the disparities that continue to plague our legal system. Most troubling is testimony from Fayette County police officer Thomas Scott, who confirmed during trial that Holton had a gun on his person when the shooting occurred, a critical fact supporting Adrian's self-defense claim that appears to have disregarded by the jury. That's crazy, man. So legal proceedings themselves raise serious questions And so yeah, that's so Holton, the guy that attacked him, had a gun, but why didn't they use that information, the fact that the person that he shot had a gun? And it's like he was, he's like he said, he claimed it was self-defense. So I'm telling you, man, it's it's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous that that people have to go through the things that they go through. It's just utterly ridiculous, man. And it's just like we go through life, man, and we try to do the right thing, and no matter what you do, you're gonna always be held accountable differently from everybody else because of the color of your skin. And it's really sad in this day and age, man. This is 2025, and it's not getting any better. It's not getting any better. Yep, it's not getting any better here. So here's another situation. This is an alarming study that Maryland children are unprepared for financial future. And it's not just Maryland children, it's children all the way across the country that are not prepared. So a groundbreaking analysis of Charles County financial literacy curriculum has revealed a crisis that threatens the economic future of Maryland's children and the state's competitive position in the global economy. Officially requested by Charles County Board of Education member Daughtery Butler, has uncovered that students receive only 45% of required financial education, leaving them dangerously unprepared for financial decisions in adulthood. An independent analysis conducted as a complimentary services by G1 Investment LLC highlights critical deficiencies that extend far beyond classroom education. Wealth building knowledge gap, risk management understanding, and elementary education show grades 3 through 5 show an alarming 62% deficiency rate, failing children at a crucial early stages of financial socialization. Without proper implementation of these standards, our children face potentially devastating financial consequences. And like I said, this goes not just for Maryland, this goes for all the way across country. The children are not being taught. They are not being taught, man. So analysis presents a stark reality for parents, and the children are receiving less than half the financial education required by law. The consequences of this educational failure are dire. Children lacking wealth building knowledge. Students without comprehensive financial education earn 16% less over their lifetimes, and communities with poor financial literacy show a 32% higher foreclosure rates, directly impacting property values. So I mean, this is bad. This is really bad, man. And it starts at school, but you can also do something for your kids at home. Teach your kids. It's like I set my kids down and I taught them about bills. I taught them how the money works. I taught them how, okay, this is my paycheck and this is what I earn, and these are my bills, and this is how I have to take this paycheck and pay these bills in order for us to survive. You have to show them these things. Show them your ledger. Show them how you got your debits and credits. Show them how you have a budget. Show them how credit cards work. A credit card is not a magic card with magic money on it, endless money that doesn't, it's a bill that have to be paid every month. Let them know. You have to let them know everything about what you're doing financially, and then at least they will have some basics. Get some, give them the basics. Teach the basics at home. Teach the basics at home. I had banking classes, and I had a certification for banking machine operations, and that I acquired at a trade school, Torrance, California, called SCROC. So I'm telling you, it's a lot of things out there you can do, but start at home. Get your kids when they small. Get them a piggy bank. Give them a little piggy bank, man, and give them money and show them how to put that little money in the piggy bank and let them see how that money grows. And when they get older, teenagers, take them to the bank and get a bank account started for them, small bank account, so they can, when they do little odd jobs, babysitting, little odd jobs, cutting the grass or whatever, and you give them a little small amount of money or whatever, and they can put it in the bank and teach them how to save. Yep. Okay. Now here we go. This is a situation that's crazy too. A viral video from Aurora, Colorado shows a white landlord falsely claiming she was assaulted by a black tenant, Vontes Wines, during a confrontation. The video, filmed by the tenant's son, captures the landlord collapsing and yelling that she was hurt despite having no contact at all. Wines had been renting a townhome from landlord Lisa Anderson, who also goes by Elzaveta Anderson, since November 2024. Their lease required rent to be paid by noon on the first of every month, with the $110 late fee for late payments. But Wines said Anderson regularly pressured her to pay early, sending texts days before rent was due. Wines showed messages to back up her claim and said she was always had paid early. On March 1st, tensions rose when Anderson arrived without warning to serve an eviction notice, even though it wasn't past the due date. Wines was shocked when she also heard drilling at her front door, confirming Anderson early warning about changing the locks. So what she thought she was trying to intimidate me because she's been texting me a lot prior. So the landlord tenant attorney Stephen Flaxman explained that under Colorado law, late fees can only be charged after the 7th calendar day of the month. That makes the eviction on or before then invalid. And the video ends with Anderson stepping into the home, then collapsing while claiming she was injured. Wines said Anderson pushed past her and faked the fall. The incident left Wines shaken and triggered an anxiety attack, which she and her family moved out shortly after. Moreover, Wines said that she had heard similar stories from other tenants, and she hopes speaking out would expose what she believes are unfair and harmful practices. So now what you need to do is you got your attorney, take the lady to court and sue her for what she's done. Sue her for what she's done. Okay, here we go. I like to, this is one story here. And I usually like to finish on an upbeat, but this right here is kind of sad. It's Alicia Ortiz, a 19-year-old from Hartford, Connecticut, has filed a lawsuit against Hartford Public High School, claiming that the school let her graduate with honors without properly addressing her learning difficulties. She said this left her unprepared for college. She said at the end of the day, if you cannot read and write, it's very hard to succeed. And that's the reality of a lot of people. And for me, it's hard to put, the hard part is they took that opportunity from me. Ortiz was born in Puerto Rico and moved to the United States at age 5. She struggled with reading and writing throughout school, but says she didn't receive real support until 1 month before graduation. At that point, tests showed she was functionally illiterate. Came here with documents saying that I have ADHD and a speech impediment, as well as that I need professional therapy. Despite this, the school allowed her to graduate with honors and even win a college scholarship. Ortiz says she relied on translation apps, text-to-speech and speech-to-text tools to get through assignments, applications, and a college essay. She enrolled at University of Connecticut, but coursework became overwhelming. Ortiz stopped attending classes in February and now focuses on her mental health. She hopes to return to school once she's ready. In her lawsuit, Ortiz accuses the Hartford School District of negligent infliction of emotional distress, and she says the district failed to give her a real education by ignoring her needs. And she wants the legal case to push school officials to take responsibility and prevent others from facing the same struggles. Wow, that's crazy. You got a kid that's illiterate, man, couldn't read or write, but the kid was allowed to graduate from high school, and they graduated with honors. And then helped her get a scholarship to go to college, and she can't read and write English. Sad. It's crazy, man. Crazy situation. But anyway, talk to your kids. Work with your kids, man. If they got homework, go over that homework with them to make sure that everything is okay. Buy them books, man. Sit there and see if they know how to read. Check them out. You as a parent, you have a responsibility too to know whether your kids can read and write or do all those other things that they're supposed to do. They're supposed to know how to do math. And, hey, homeschooling, man, I think is the best thing going to keep your kids out of these public schools. If you got the time, if you're not working, there's no excuse for you to not homeschool your kids. Okay, it's KP's Video News, y'all. You know who it is.
It's KP's Video News, y'all.
It's Chuck Black.
KP's Video News, y'all.
KP's Video
KP's Video
News,
News,
y'all.
y'all.
Peace.